Can't be late.
Oh.
What is happening?
Hello, hello, hello.
Okay.
Hello. I feel like RuPaul.
Okay.
Hello, hello. And they're like, Rue.
Ooh, Rue. And she like comes down the like.
Yeah.
This is what it is. Ready? Bum. Bum, bum, bum. That's like the like.
When she's going to come out?
Yeah. Bum, bum.
Hello. I missed it.
Hi, Rue.
Rue.
Today's mini challenge is going to be.
Just between us squirrel friends.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you guys. So we're just gonna let everybody file into the room right now. There are 46 people in this room, girl.
Honey, they've been waiting. They've been in the queue.
Can we get some likes in this video right now? We're queuing it up. We want to see who's in the room. My top chat isn't showing yet on my screen, but I'm gonna look for you guys in my phone. We're gonna talk a little love after lockup. We're in London. There is just not going to be a video this week. This is the love after lockup video.
I'm gonna make one.
Oh, Chris might make one, but I can't do it. I can't promise anything. So, oh, there we go. Hi, everyone. Hey, everyone is in the house. So everyone ready? Let's sit back. Get you a little drinky drink. We just finished watching Love After Lockup. I didn't take any notes, so I'm just going off the cuff. Thank you so much, Vanessa, for sending us the link. Thank you so much. I totally appreciate everything. I totally appreciate that 100%. Thank you so much. It just really made the whole situation just so much easier for us with navigating London town. Let's bring you guys in closer. How was that? It feels a little bit more intimate. Let's bring this down. Let's adjust. Let's adjust. We don't need all that headspace. You know what I'm saying? Great. How are we looking? Great. All right, so I'm drinking tea tonight. I hope you guys have gotten something equally as delicious and warming, and comforting as my tea. Chris will be responding to you guys via her telephone. So if she's on her phone, it's not that she's Instagramming. She's actually responding to you guys in the comment section. And let's go ahead and get started in this video. So who was the first person that you remember? Because I'm going to be honest, while I was watching this episode, I was definitely uploading all of the pictures and videos from our day today onto Instagram. So please go to Instagram. Follow me at Just Call Me Wa if you want to see what our adventures have been in London. We did a lot today. We walked around like 11 miles today. It was crazy. We got those steps in. You know what I'm saying? We got them in.
The first was Lizzie and Scotty, honey. But we didn't see Scotty right away. It was Lizzie and Jasmine, a bridal shopping.
The wedding dress. Okay, so we have Lizzie and Jasmine, and they go into Vera's bridal shop and they proceed to try on dresses, and Jasmine is not into this. She wants her mom to think about having a future on her own and building up her life. Now, I was with Jasmine the first 3 times she said this statement, but now I'm starting to realize, because Lizzie has honestly convinced me, Lizzie's absolutely right. She has been in prison for 10 years. She has nothing. No one's going to hire her. She doesn't have any skills. The last thing she did was be a stripper. Like, she can't go back to the pole. And there might be a market for that, but like, she doesn't want to do that. And she, right now, what is it? 2 weeks out of prison? Scott is her only option. And Jasmine wants her to hit the ground running. And I get it, but it's not reasonable. It isn't something that can actually happen. But, Lizzie lives in some kind of fantasy world. So she is the fantasy of being married to Scott, or being married in general. The fantasy of living her life on the outside has taken over. And she has gone into poor little Vera's shop to look for dresses with no Vera money. Okay? And Jasmine really wants her to think about it. And Liz is like, no, I'm not going to. Why should I have to do anything when this man who loves me and who I could potentially see myself marrying, it wants to do it for me. So why not? So she does. So she does. Scott is a trick. And Jasmine wants her to acknowledge that. And Lizzie won't acknowledge it. But Chris has something to say about it.
Yeah, it's just like, Lizzie, there is no way on earth that I believe, after what you've said, which is that you've been tricking this whole time, that you don't know that he's a trick. Like, so Jasmine being like, my mom doesn't know that it's a trick. Like, yes, she does. How has she been tricking this whole time? By knowing who's a trick and then tricking them for long periods of time. You know who's being tricked right now? You, Jasmine. Anyway.
Yeah. I really do think that Jasmine, and Jasmine's intentions are good. She's 19, guys. What does she really know about life? You know, it just is what it is. I do kind of hate the fact that they're trying on all these wedding dresses. That does annoy me in every scenario. I'm like, unless you guys are really actually going to get married, don't try on wedding dresses. It's annoying. It is annoying. So actually, she tries on the last wedding dress, and it really did look good on her. What did you think?
You know, it wasn't bad, and she wanted that open back, honey, and she got that open back. You know, and I think, and I was also surprised that it was like modest for how biggy her titties are, and that was like a Larissa. Sorry, biggie.
Her big. Let's do Larissa. Larissa talking about Lizzie. I don't really like a Lizzie because she doesn't work and she's been at the jelly a lot, and she has the biggie titty, and the biggie the breast is still biggie than mine, and I don't, you know, she thinks she's a pretty and she's naughty.
Okay, so I'm going to be Lizzie now talking about Larissa.
Okay.
Like, Larissa, like, don't you know that, like, when you get to America, like, and you've been there with, like, a guy that brought you there, you kind of have to, like, not beat him up for a couple of days so he keeps giving you money?
No, me and Colty, I have any sexy with him. You are not having the sexy with Scotty, so that's why you can spend the money. But I don't have any sexy, so I can hit you.
Okay, so I'm just saying, like, maybe you should write some notes down because I'm not having sex with Scott and he's still giving me way more money than Colty has ever given
What
you.
are you talking about? Your man doesn't even have any money. My Amanda is a software engineer.
Which guy bought a car for his girl?
His girl, who actually wants to have a fantasy wedding with like a fucking horse carriage and butterflies. When this bitch said that she wanted butterflies released at her wedding, I was like, oh, Lizzie is like, she doesn't have any ground. Like, there's no ground. She's not walking on any surface that's flat. And her time in prison was like her time in paradise with bars. And she doesn't really remember it because she was high. And Jasmine, you have to be realistic. I don't have anything. And also, Scott's gonna buy my wedding dress. And why shouldn't he? I don't have any money.
That's why, Mom, you should maybe put your focus on trying to get a job. It's hard out there and you have to join life like everyone else.
Okay. I understand what you mean. But what I'm saying is that I'm on parole. And nobody wants, I don't even know what it's like to have a real job. And nobody wants to hire me. I haven't worked in 10 years. And the last time I worked, Jasmine, I was a stripper. And like, I don't even, like, how much is minimum wage? Girl, I don't know. Wisconsin, it's like $5.25 an hour or some shit.
Like, I can't afford that. I mean, literally, I can't afford to work for that little of money. What I can do is spend my time trying to sponge as much money out of Scotty as I can. I'll make more that way. That's just simple jail economics.
All right. So let's move on to the next thing that we saw. I don't remember what was the next thing.
Okay,
sorry. Otherwise, I'm just going to be jumping all over.
It's a throuple.
Oh, okay. So the next couple that we have is the throuple. So in this part, Megan.
Well, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
You know, because I didn't organize this. Did you want to? And I'm so sorry. This is how it is. Like, there's more of Lizzie and Scott that happens. We're gonna go down.
Yeah, we're just
because I didn't put them all together.
Fine.
You know, fine. God bless. We love you. So yeah, we'll jump back and forth as opposed to doing one whole couple and then one whole couple. We're just gonna literally go how the episode went, segment by segment.
Yeah.
We love you. Go on.
Thank you. You guys, there's 138 peoples in this room. Let's go ahead and give some thumbs up. We have 46 thumbs up and 140 in this room. That's 9 minutes in, you guys. That's great. Here we go.
Thumbs it up. Thumbs it up.
thumbs it up, thumbs it up, thumbs it up,
thumbs, thumbs.
thumbs it up.
Thank you.
So I don't like runs. I don't do them well, so I don't like doing them. But there we go. 73 thumbs up. We love it. Take away Courtney Boyle. She is telling all of her fucking business. And while we love that you suck cock, Courtney Boyle, like,
remove.
TMI. Okay, so just golds. Sorry, I did what I didn't want to do.
I'm sorry, I had just read it too. I didn't have time.
Yeah, I did what I didn't want to do. It's because she tagged me. Kimberly, you tagged me. Took me out of the moment. Okay, anyways. So throuple. So the next couple we're going to talk about is the throuple, and that is Meghan, not Markle. Speaking of which, we're in London, and that we have seen nor heard hide nor hair of Meghan is Markle. Our Markle. Anyway, so Meghan, not Markle, Michael, and Sarah. So whence we come upon them? Meghan's got her wig on and she's in the refrigerator looking for stuff to cook or something, looking for some water. I don't know what she's looking at. And she's waiting to hear back from Michael. She hasn't heard back from Michael. They've only been able to contact each other via text. And she decides she's going to FaceTime her Bobo. So she FaceTimes him and he's sitting on the couch, like seemingly waiting for that phone call. Don't know where Sarah is. We are worried, the whole time that Sarah's just going to bust in the room talking about, what you doing? Hey, Vienna, come say hi to your daddy. You know, that didn't happen. So Meghan tells him that he's coming, that she is coming to see him. And he's like, I don't want to tell you not to come. But what I'm saying is not to come, but I don't want to tell you not to come.
Here's the thing that's really bad for me right now because my mom is coming and my daughter and, like my sister. So it's kind of like I'm busy with that. Like he was trying to like be like, it would be a great time except for all of them. And she's like, no, that's even better because I should meet them. So I'm still coming and now I'm even coming more. So you just talked me into coming more, harder. You're doing a horrible job of getting me not to come, except in the way in which you made me come.
That time. Mm-hmm. So she decides that she's going to come and she's going to force the situation. And Michael can't do anything but go on ahead and accept that situation. And then we find out that Sarah is pregnant. I mean, we knew she was pregnant. And then after I started seeing her in those confessional with the off the shoulder with like the blue and white, I realized that, yeah, mom's is pregnant. Her face is fuller, So I was like, wow, she really is pregnant.
Yeah, she absolutely.
All these people are pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, they're very fertile.
Yeah.
So then here's the thing. I wonder if, okay, this is what I wonder.
Okay.
I wonder if you haven't been having like heterosexual sex for a second. And I wonder if the minute you come out of prison, like you've been building up or you're more fertile because the more sex you're having, it like gets you like a pocket of just like a boost of fertility. I wonder if any of these things are happening, or just, they're just all fucking. So why wouldn't, I mean, that's the nature of what happens,
When you have sex, yeah, that's how you make them babies. Okay. So, Michael has a sit down conversation with his mama. So his mother tells him that he needs to do right by Sarah. He needs to get his shit together and stop messing around with Meghan, tell Meghan to go away, and he needs to just be with Sarah. And then she says, Sarah's the only person who held it down while you were in prison. She was going to school, taking care of her first baby, had a job, had an apartment for him when it was time to come out. And mom is like, look, you need to be the man that I raised you to be. And that you need to do what's right by Sarah because Sarah is your wife and she has your daughter, period, point blank. And all of a sudden that changed all of Michael's ideas about what he was going to do with Meghan. And I honestly was in that moment sad for Meghan because they made us believe that he was going to leave Sarah to be with Meghan. And it didn't happen. Yes. And I'm sad, or they're alluding to the fact that it's not going to happen. And I'm really sad that it's not going to happen for Meghan because she wasted her whole time, her whole time, lost her virginity to him. Like, I don't know. I'm just sad for her. I can be sad for her and know she's stupid at the same time. No,
you're totally. I don't feel bad for Meghan as much as I feel bad for Sarah, Sarah wasted 6 years. 6 years and holding him down.
But she's going to get him. I mean, from this scenario, Sarah's going to be the one who gets him. So.
And what does she get? Like,
you're thinking about it from a position of somebody who feels powerful and a position of somebody who has self-esteem, right? So like in this war, they're fighting against Michael. If Sarah sees this playback and decides to walk away from Michael, I will clap my hands and give her kudos. But she knows he's cheating on her. She knows this stuff. Only thing she wants, though, is him and that picket fence. So if she ends up getting him in the end, I mean, he's going to continue to cheat on her. Like,
oh yeah, no, totally. But I just feel way worse for Sarah than I do for Megan. Megan's going to pick up, honey, and live her life, honey, and like, she's very pretty. And now that she, like, got it in, she's going to try and get it in with someone better.
I also feel like there's this little bit of this idea that the people who are rooting for Sarah, like, I'm not rooting for any of these women to get with Michael. I'm rooting for all these women to not be with Michael. But I do think that there's this kind of idea, like in some communities, that Sarah obviously is the one who should get Michael because she held it down the longest. And so true love will always prevail or some shit. And I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Because people are like really congratulating Tiny and T.I. that he brought her that ring for Valentine's Day. And I'm like, didn't we not just 3 months ago hear that they were getting a divorce because he couldn't stop cheating on her, and he said that monogamy wasn't for everybody, which is fine that he's polyamorous or whatever, but I don't think she's down for that. I don't know. I just feel like we've been in T.I. and Tiny's business for so long that for me to see people saying that true love prevails and that they really do love each other and like that they're really happy that Tiny and T.I. are working it out, I'm like, what fantasy are you guys living in? This is like some like The Coldest Winter Ever, like Black urban novel that you're living in, because I could not put up with that. I don't care how fat that canary yellow diamond was. I mean, it was beautiful though. No,
truly. But like, listen, I felt bad for Teeny when like Iggy Azalea was happening, like, because like there was
T.I. was sleeping with Iggy Azalea. Okay, we're getting off the subject.
Yes, of course. She was his protege, and like that's how she got the accent.
The black scent?
This is specifically the Atlanta Southern black scent. God. She's not just black scenting, honey. She's like even specific to Atlanta Southern black scenting, and it's because of T.I. She was his protege. And so Tina just had to watch like Australian Iggy with her like come in and then he just fuck the shit out of her all the time, and then like got her to be a huge star. Then she leaves T.I. and then she like hasn't had a hit since.
That's great. All right, you guys, we have got 233 people in this room and 92 likes. Can we get some thumbs ups in this building? Some thumbs is upses? Yeah, I did reference The Coldest Winter Ever. You're welcome. Okay, so anyways, we leave off with their segment, because I guess let's just bundle it up. We leave off with their segment with Megan coming to see Michael going to the airport to pick her up, Sarah staying with his mother and wanting to tell her that she's pregnant, but not doing so because she felt that she needed to tell Michael first. So that's the end of them, right? For you? As far as you remember?
I'm doing all the things right now, if you can imagine. No,
I know. I was wondering if you had anything else to say about them. That's
it. Okay. No, go on.
Okay. So let's go ahead and finish up Lizzie and Scott, just because we talked about them, but let's go back to them. So the next couple that we're going to go back to is Lizzie and Scott, girl. Okay, so the next scene with Lizzie and Scott is Scott is downstairs and he's got this bow on the car, the bow that he was so desperately trying to get Adam to help him pick. And
and Adam's like, please, Dad, can we just maybe open up a savings account and maybe just consolidate some debt into, I don't know, one big credit card that you can pay off at a lower percentage rate. Scotty's like, pink or red on the bow,
No, not at all. Okay. And he gets on the phone. He calls Lizzie to come down. I don't know where. Where are they staying now? I don't know if it was a hotel. I'm not sure where they were. But Lizzie comes downstairs and he's sitting by the car that has the bow on it. And he then is like, look at this car. She's really excited. She opens the car door. We just see a lot of booty and a lot of like shorts. And then he's like, you notice anything else? You notice anything else? Let me tell you something. And she's like, oh, you got your teeth fixed. And he's like, yeah, I know you wanted me to get my teeth fixed, and I finally got them fixed. Also, I feel like his hair is no longer black, so he's no longer giving me broke Elvis tease, which I like. Great. It was when it was black, I just hated it.
Was that like a spray?
I don't
Was
know
that
what it
like
was. It was
one of those powders? I mean, just for men that he combed through. I mean,
it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. And so then they decided to allow Lizzie to drive the car. And then he tries to get her to put the pedal to the metal. And so she does. And then he's like, whoa. But before that, he mentions that his teeth are not permanent and they are ill-fitting, but it makes Lizzie happy. And does he look so much better? Yes. So they have to live next to him when he sleeps in a glass jar, in a glass cup with some denture solution in them. But
he's using Fix-A-Dent honey. He's, like soaking them, Polydent or whatever. Yeah.
Polydent.
He's like, I wonder, okay, so there's a dentist out there that will do some temporary free teeth work. Like, can Matt go to that dentist? I mean, I'm just saying, if Scotty can get a whole fucking front and bottom new teeth, I mean, even if they're uncomfortable and even if they're temporary, are you telling me there's not one dentist that wouldn't like a little free, like, advertisement to make one small, I mean, he needs a flipper. Just give him a flipper. Like a toddlers and tiaras flipper, they make them. That's what I want. And I don't understand why they won't help Matt out, Someone help Matt. Someone think of Matt.
No, we are not going to fucking think of Matt. Oh, Miss Pearl. Thank you so much, Mrs. Pearl. Miss Pearl. Thank you so much, Miss Pearl, for the super chat. What does yours say? A pint and a virgin drink for my two favorite YouTubers.
She knows us so well.
Thank you so much. I have been having a lot of mocktails. They actually serve mocktails here in London without looking at me like I'm crazy. Because in the States, they're like, no alcohol? Well, like what? I'm like, they're just cranberry juice thing. They're like, oh, okay. With lime? Here they're like, would you like it fruity or would you like it? I'm like, oh yeah, fruity. They're like ready to give me that mocktail. So thank you so much, Miss Pearl. Thank you so much. This is the first night that we didn't go out. We went out every single night. And so this is the first night that we're just kind of like came in early to do this for you guys. It's 12:17 here, p.a.m. So it's like in the early morning, but normally we don't start our lives until 2 p.m. a.m. Normally we don't start our live videos until 2 a.m. after we've already gone out for the night and are like, hey guys, we're so tired. So this was good. Okay, so right. The next couple, we did Scott and Lizzie, pedal to the metal. He seemed a little scared.
Brittany and Marcelino.
Oh, yeah. He seemed a little scared. And then she was driving with her sunglasses on in the parking lot. And she said that the reason why that she doesn't, she's trying to get her driver's license. And she lost her driver's license because she had 17 million DUIs. So there's that. So many DUIs. Just so many DUIs that she was talking. I was like, what, girl? It was like a lot. Was it 17 or was it 8? I don't know. Anyways, it was a lot. So that's the end of their segment. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Brittany and Marcelino. I don't know if it was because I was trying to Instagram at the same time during this episode, but I feel like there was like a game of telephone going on that didn't make any sense because from what I saw, Amanda's homegirl was in the right and Marcelino, as always, is in the wrong. So, okay, Bunky's family's house is low-key very cute. And like, here's the deal. Bunky fell in love with an absolute loser who took her down because she doesn't look like she came. Okay, first of all, let's go back. So Bunky is Sasha, which is Brittany's best friend and her bunkie from when she was in prison.
Non-sexual bunkie.
Yeah. And so
platonic bunks.
Plato bunks. So it is Marcelino's 40th birthday and Brittany wanted to throw him a birthday party. And so for some reason she invited Amanda, which just makes great TV, I suppose. And Bunky, aka Sasha, her parents let them use her house. So Marcelino went to, after he was rude as fuck to Sasha, first of all, got to use her parents' house to throw his 40th birthday party. And so Brittany's kind of nervous because she did invite Amanda, and Amanda didn't want to come there alone and act up and feel some kind of way. So she invited a girl that she was dating. And then there was friends from either side of the aisle. So we had Marcelino's friends and then some other Brittany's friends, which I really just feel like is just Amanda and Bunky, actually. And so people are showing up and they're all on, you know, Bunky's Papa's Grill, like that's their house. And he's having a conversation, Marcelino, with his friend who's a little bit older. And they're just talking about like Brittany and the influences and her friends and whatnot. And Amanda gets there and Amanda and Brittany have a side conversation. And while Amanda and Brittany are having a side conversation, Amanda's girl goes outside to like introduce herself to Marcelino to stir the pot or whatever. And so they're having this conversation about, I don't even know what, but all of a sudden they start to talk about how Amanda and Marcelino are fighting over Brittany low-key. And he says that he doesn't understand why Amanda even thinks that she's a match for him, because he doesn't think that a woman could give another woman what a man can. And I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, what? What is you talking about? Okay, great. You don't think that. You're wrong, but it's fine. And so Amanda's friend gets offended and is like, no, like you're being really judgmental. You don't understand what it's like to be in prison. You don't understand the relationships and the bonds that happen between women in prison. And she gets upset and she like walks away. And then I guess because his homeboy was there, you know, he felt even more aggressive than normal. And so he like bucked up and tried to like come at her. And so Sasha comes outside and Sasha even says, you know what, Marcelino, what you said was wrong. And, you know, like whatever. And so she walks away, both her and Sasha and the girl, Amanda's friend, and they get into the house. And at the same time, Amanda and Brittany are having a conversation. And Amanda's basically telling Brittany, like, look, if you're into this guy, then fine, being this guy, be happy. But I brought this girl here because I don't want to be by myself at this party. And all of a sudden, the girl says to Brittany, she comes into the house and she says, you know what? Your boyfriend's very rude. He's saying some things that I don't appreciate. He's very judgmental. And I guess that automatically makes Brittany upset without even hearing what actually happened. And she walks away and Sasha comes over to her and like they go outside to have this conversation. And Brittany proceeds to tell Sasha that she didn't speak to Amanda's friend, but how dare she come in there and tell her anything that Marcelino said was wrong and that she wanted to pop off and fight her, but she just found out that she's pregnant. And so she didn't. But you said that you knew she was pregnant.
Yeah, it had come out that she was pregnant and they're together, so like raising that baby. So I had known that she was pregnant and that is just what's happening to these people on the show. But I have a theory, which is I think that Brittany was jealous of Amanda bringing Amanda. So once Amanda number 2 like came back
There's 2 Amandas? They're both their names are Amanda?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. I didn't know that.
I'm 98% sure I'm right about that. So the other Amanda comes in and is right and is like, Marcelino like is so, which she's, you know, like Marcelino is so offensive because of how he feels like women can't have relationships in prison. And like, yes, all of that is true. But like, listen, Marcelino, of course, feels that way. Look at him. He's like an old school, like masculine, like Latino alpha male. He's not going to be like, yes, women as lovers are live just as full sexual lives, you know, like of course he doesn't think that. Like he, of course, is going to be homophobic. And of course, he's going to think that every, you know, female like needs a man, especially when you have someone like Brittany who was a lesbian who's now choosing to be with him. And so he's like, this is what they wanted the whole time, you know? Okay. But my theory is that Brittany is going to use this, like, she's being mean to my man. I have to go fight her because she's being mean to my man, when Brittany's just like, no, I need to go fight her because she's like my girlfriend's girlfriend now. And she's like jealous of Amanda bringing Amanda. That's what happened. You know what I'm saying? That is what happened. Because Amanda, number 1, her Amanda left after the proposition of like, let's all be together, she's like, no. And she leaves, comes to this party, brings her new girlfriend. They have awkward conversations. And then like, yeah, Brittany just has an excuse to not like Amanda number 2. And honey, she's going to take that excuse, you know?
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Good point. Because I was just annoyed that Brittany just got so upset all of a sudden. She's like, I mean, I get why. Now that you explain that, I understand why. It's just like, I always want people to be rational. Like, that's what I want. Because I can't fight or manage with people who aren't rational. It's frustrating because I'm rational and logical, and I would like to think and deal with other people who are rational and logical.
Fools do not deserve the compliment of rational opposition. And that was said by Jane Austen, a very famous British female writer.
Another thing that happened in this segment that I thought was really funny is that Marcelino tried to be like, Amanda coming all over my face and all up in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. And Chris has never heard that.
Mm-mm.
She was like, what? What did he say? And I was like, that she all up in the Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor? And she's like, what? I've never heard that. And I was like, oh my God. It's the 90s, girl.
I know. And I was just like, for her a moment, I was like, oh shit, I did like that phrase. And I thought it was interesting. And
he sure didn't make it up.
No,
he's just a man of the 90s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Me, I'm super fly. Super duper fly. He's a man of the 90s.
Listen, that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Other things about Marcelino bad, but not, I get it. I like the Kool-Aid line, and I love me some super duper fly. So like, check, I'm in. We have 335 people in this room, and we have 129 likes. That is so great on both fronts. Okay, we're already very happy about it. But having said that, if you are one of the 336 people who are just like, oh, I forgot to like this video. I came in, we're having so much fun, and we're like talking and joking, and like Waz making that face, just beauty, just giving you all of the fucking like.
I'm gonna do Scott. Someone asked me to do Scott, so I'm gonna do Scott, asking you guys to give me. If you guys could just I like Lizzie really. I really love Lizzie. I need her to like give me some likes.
Like, if you think that minimum wage is my future, then give me a like.
If you guys can really give Lizzie some likes, I'll give you money if you give Lizzie some likes. She's loving my life.
One second. Okay, how do like
the titties?
No, I want to do
Oh, no tea. No more tea in here.
I'm Matt's friend Sam.
Oh, Sam, he said the dumbest thing.
I'm Matt's friend Sam, and I think that when you get in a fight with someone, you should never marry them. So if you ever get in one fight with your lover, that's how you know to dump them, because you can't get married to them. And one other thing is, like this chat, I'm Matt's thick neck friend Sam.
Let's just move on. Let's move on to Caitlin and Matt. So I want to say I'm really sorry for Caitlin and her situation with her mother. And it's kind of sucks that we got to see it on TV, and I wish that it had been more of a private affair. But so her mother passed away in this episode or before that. And so I just want to say that, and let's get that out of the way. All right. So going back to Matt and Caitlin. Okay. So Matt and Caitlin got into a fight last episode because he couldn't figure out how to say yes to the apartment. Like, he just couldn't. He got into the apartment and was like, I don't know. Mom, I want to go back and live with my mama. So he and Sam, thick neck Sam, they go to a ring shop to waste the salesperson's time. And the salesperson was like, oh, we do have vintage diamonds. And that turned into the word antique diamonds. And I was like, you guys are so, or maybe it was the opposite. Maybe it was antique diamonds and they were like vintage diamonds. I was like, you guys, okay. And then he's like, well, I should buy her something because, we got into a fight. And Caitlin's been the only person besides my mom who's ever put as much money on my books, who've ever come visit me more than my thick neck friend sitting next to me right here. So I need to do something for her. And then he's like, well, they just got into a fight. This is thick neck. They just got into a fight. So I think we need to hold our horses. And he used some word, some turn of phrase that didn't make any sense in the time that in which he was using it.
I know
What
it
was
was.
it? Go ahead.
It was, I think it was, if you have a scrimmage.
A scrimmage. A scrimmage.
They had a full-out scrimmage last night. One-on-one scrimmage. 10 first people to 10 scrimmage.
Then you shouldn't buy a rock or something. I don't know what he said, girl, but it was like a scrimmage, yo. He used like
he loves sports.
He loves sports.
That's why he loves Matt, because Matt was good at sports in their youth when they were 17 and 18. Then he's always wanted to be good in sports. So he looked at Matt being like, "Oh, you're like my LeBron." But then like his LeBron did a bunch of math.
Magnificent on the field. Then he became a fucking tweaker ass.
Then LeBron became Dennis Rodman, honey.
LeBron became Lamar Odom.
Yeah.
Mommy.
Oh my God. Well, I guess who Lamar is about to have. I think he's going to play for
the D team.
Yeah, not the D team, but a league owned by some celebrity. I X out of this because I can't get. I'm like, how do I? Okay. Well, no, I want me to say my name on it when I.
Okay. Anyways, and so it's just so dumb, like, girl. Like, I mean, just like. Anyway, so the rest of the thing is Caitlyn. Ooh, Jana. Thank you so much. Chris, you don't have to sing a song. Just want you to know I love you. Ladies, bring a smile to my face. Yeah, we can't sing the song because this is an actual recap. But yes, thank you so much, Jana. We love you so much and we appreciate it. You guys, just for those of you who are asking about London, it's been great. We've done a lot. So yeah. It's been great. Okay, so we'll get to that when we're done with this episode. We're 36 minutes in. We're doing well. All right, so basically we find out that her mother died, and Matt doesn't seem to know what to do. Even when the producers ask him in the confessional how he thinks Caitlyn might be feeling, he just puts out generic feelings. Like he doesn't actually know how she was feeling. Like I'm pretty sure she explained to him several times how she was feeling, and he was like, well, I think she's feeling that she had unfinished business with her mother, and she wished that she could apologize to him. Apologize to her. She never got the opportunity. So even Caitlyn said that the last time she was talked to her mother, she was being a bitch, and that it just feels bad that her mother had a headache and went to sleep and just didn't wake up, and that in the last 3 years she's lost her grandparents and both her parents, and she just feels like an orphan now. And I'm just like, yo, girl, that's so sad. It's absolutely just so sad. And so also Matt is feeling some kind of way about the way he treated Caitlyn and how hard it is on her because she has to live in his mom's house. So, I mean, it wasn't a very good segment for them. And I just feel really bad for Caitlyn as always. She's a grown person who made her own grown ass woman choices, but I can still feel bad for her and have compassion for her, I think, right? I think that's only fair. Mm-hmm. So the next couple that we're going to talk about is Tracy and Clint. And Tracy and Clint. Okay. So, girl. Tracy finally had a confessional and she's in a whole ass jumpsuit. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think, remember that footage they used of her in like episode 1 or 2 when she's coming out of prison and she has on that same jumpsuit? I think they used footage from that to kind of flash from this time that they have her in prison. Cause I'm just like, what prison let her do a confessional? Like wherever she is some real lax situation, or it must be some private kind of prison. I don't know, girl. But anyway, so she finally had a little confessional where she tells us that she got like a shampoo and ink and staple tattoo. So I guess girl. She got a girl to get a staple. I guess flatten it out, heat it up, mix up some ink and shampoo, and give her a tattoo on her finger that says Clint with a heart over the eye. She had Folgers mascara. She had lead eyeliner, and now she has ink and shampoo tattoo.
What kind of shampoo do you think it was? Was it Pantene?
I mean,
was it Finesse?
Suave.
It wasn't Suave?
It was.
Oh, it was Suave?
Mm-hmm. It was whatever the
cheapest. Or Brick, or like
Brick?
There used to be something in the 70s, like, what was it called? Like, trying to think of all the like Brick.
I don't know. I'm looking at you, dude.
VO5. Everyone says VO5. You are all right. Yeah. But not the hot oil treatment, honey. She didn't get the hot oil one. She's got the VO5 shampoo, which no one uses. You know what I'm saying?
It's at the 99-cent store, I think. So yeah, anyways, that's what he's
Breck. Everyone's saying Breck.
Oh, Breck. That's what you meant. I don't even remember Breck. Or maybe it's because it's not for me. Just for me. Okay. Thumbs up if you know what just for me is. Great. All right. So Clint is smoking inside of his house. And whenever I see somebody smoking inside of their house, I feel like that tells me a lot about them.
Oh, yeah, it does. What does it mean? All those things.
I'm not going to say it because I don't want to offend anybody who smokes in their house. But, you know, it's a choice. It's a lifestyle choice to smoke in your own home if you don't have that air filter situation. I knew somebody who had the air filter situation.
Did it work?
Yeah. You walked in their house, didn't smoke at all. And her parents smoked in the house, and so did she.
Well, you know, my uncle makes air filtrations for Vegas casinos. Do the same thing.
But I think the home ones cost like a lot.
Oh, I'm sure. Just like home water filtration systems. Like I want a reverse osmosis. Hi, going back to this. I love you.
So anyways, Clint is smoking inside the house and he gets a call from Tracy, and Tracy's like, look, divorce was never on the plate. Okay. I was never going to divorce you. I just want you to know that I know that I fucked it up, and I know that this drug is a hell of a drug and it's got me. And come get me. And he's like, she's
saying she can't.
He can't because she can't make bond, you know?
Yeah, she has no
she has no bond. So he can't even post bail for her. So, you know, she's just like called him to tell him that she's really sorry that she freaked out and left the rental car in a parking lot, and that she's sorry about being a drug addict, and it is what it is, and that he doesn't deserve it, and she didn't mean to. She didn't leave him. She just like walked away for a little bit. You know, she just took a little break. And so he forgave her, and he wants the best for his goddess. And he got a really nice tattoo that says Tracy on his arm.
Yeah. He definitely went to a place that didn't use VO5 hot oil. But I will say this, and he's just like, babe, where's that car? You know, we rented that car, and just like would love if you could tell me where the fuck you put it, because I have to give it back. And she's like, well, we can't talk about that right now. We'll have to talk about that when I get out, which is so shady. And I can't wait to find out what the hell that means. And then she says, I was just really fucked up and thought that I was being tracked. So I left it in a store parking lot somewhere, which is like, oh, okay. If that's just it, Tracy, just like pin it, let him go get it. But what I feel like is how many bodies are in that trunk. And also, did she not sell the car for drugs? She had to. She had nothing to sell besides her body or the car. I'm assuming she sold both for drugs. So, like, the car probably isn't stripped down in some fucking... I mean, is that not true? Are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing at you.
Yeah, the car has been stripped. There's nothing left of that car left. So, you know, and she can't remember where she put it. By the side of the road.
Also, how did they get footage of her being pulled over?
The dash cam. Whoever
the police are in this jail, they are real lax with their situation. Real lax.
Yeah.
Motherfucking crack.
I love the motherfucking crack. Motherfucking crack. Say that to Alice, of all people, who is like, well, Clint, Alice feels like she has never, you know, even known a drug, seen something. She wouldn't know the smell of pot if it was just she was sitting at Snoop Dogg's birthday party, like next right hand to Snoop Dogg. Like she like feels like she's like, what? Like she has no idea.
I mean, it probably smells like Clint. Cleo.
Someday she'd be like, and someone would be like, and she'd be like, oh, that's Clint's perfume. And he's then be like, no, that's sativa. What are you talking about? You know? Is Alice even his real mom? I mean, that's like, there makes me feel like, was he adopted and Alice has just tried to like overly give him and be nice to him to make up for something? Or was Alice, did Alice get knocked up by someone who's not Clint's dad? And then Clint's not real dad, that is the dad that he thinks is his dad, like treats him poorly because he knows it's not his real son. And so Alice has to make up for that by being like, oh, Clint, you're my baby boy and everything you're doing. And, you know, like, why does she coddle him so much? And also, why is he unable to be an adult? Not make a decision, you know?
Yeah, I don't know, girl. Do you have anything else to say about
Nope.
about this couple or anything?
Mm-mm.
No. But you have anything else to say about the whole episode?
Oh,
I'm going to look at this and you have your moment to talk about.
Okay, you talk until you talk and then I'll have a moment.
All right. So yeah, you guys, I'm just responding to things that you guys are saying in the comment section. There are 392 people in this room and this video has 177 likes. Can we go ahead and give this video some thumbs ups if you haven't already, just so that people can see it. They'll be able to come and check us out, see what you like. We are also wearing matching onesie pajamas. Mine have feet. Chris's don't, but hers has a hood. So that is that's what's going on.
Now, also, you might know if you're a longtime Chris and Wah fan that these pajamas that Wah has on, she bought me a pair for Christmas. This isn't the same pair, but I have the exact same pajamas. And yeah, I don't have footsies, but I have socksies. Oh, did we talk about the fact that it's really sad, and maybe you did, that Caitlin's mom passed away?
Yeah, but go ahead and talk about it.
I mean, yeah, in 4 years, she lost her mom and her dad and her grandparents, and she's like, I feel like an orphan. I mean, this is like, I feel so bad for Caitlin that to have a moment of Matt understanding that because Matt goes to the ring store and is like, I get it sucks. You know, she's been living with my mom and me and it hasn't been easy for her. And, you know, she really held me down. And also everything is going wrong in Caitlin's life. And so I want someone to take care of her and treat her well. And I'm just going to tell you right now that it doesn't happen, you know, and Caitlin's going to have to go through massive therapy in order to find out why she doesn't love herself. Well, I know why, because she's gone through so much trouble. She doesn't respect herself or think herself worthy enough to be with someone available to her and be able to give her the things that she so desperately needs, that we all do: love, support, and a healthy and caring relationship, not with someone who literally can't wait to go back to jail to either do meth or can't wait to do meth to go back to jail. It's meth equals jail and jail equals meth. And both of them equals a non-adult life where he doesn't have to go out and make money or listen to anyone or anyone's authoritative spirit. So it's a shitty situation for Caitlin that's really, really sad. And all I'm going to say is I'm happy Caitlin's not the one pregnant.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think she's too skinny and not too skinny. I think she's just too stressed out and too she probably, you know, is
I
too
think she's
stressed out,
probably
too.
I think she's probably been very I think that she's probably been very cognizant of not actually getting pregnant. I think that all those things about I have babies in my belly is just her just saying that.
I would love that to be the case.
Yeah. I also think that I don't know. Okay, this is kind of going off topic, but somebody mentioned earlier, why isn't Brittany with her son? And I just want to say that you don't know that she's not seeing her son every day or doesn't have him for a weekend. I actually think it's quite responsible of all of these women and men to not show their children. Maybe she showed Giovanni in the beginning because it was probably something that they both agreed on, her and Tito, and it was a good moment and it was a great moment for us to see. But honestly, we don't need to see Giovanni anymore, and to assume that she's not seeing her son, I think is unnecessarily judgmental. And I know that more than one person is wondering that. But I guess my whole thing about watching these shows is to try to have some compassion for the people, even though it seems like I'm not necessarily having bad for everybody. But I don't know, I only talk about what they show on the show. And I think that we don't know, you know, what Caitlin's doing with her kids, because she has kids apparently, and we have heard no high, no hair of them, but I wouldn't want to, right? I'm already kind of judging Caitlin as it is, but it's easier for me to deal with her when I know that she doesn't have kids involved in this scenario. I think adding the kids into this mix would be too much. I already don't like the fact that Aviana is on this show. I don't think we need to see her, you know? Mm-hmm. So I think that maybe Giovanni, we don't know if Brittany is seeing her kids. Also, Brittany's storyline, they've talked about the fact that they kind of trumped it up a little bit. And so I think it just doesn't fit within the storyline for Giovanni to be all in there, even though I do see on Instagram that they're posting pictures and stuff. So, yeah.
So I'm asking 2 questions about you.
I know. I see it. Please do spring twists. I don't know what spring twists are. But yeah. So
I like spring twists.
I don't know if they're. Okay, well, that's it of this episode, you guys. What do you guys think below? Should we talk a little bit more? I mean, we're at 49 minutes. It's almost a whole hour. This video doesn't need to be an hour.
I'm like trying to keep up.
All right.
Yeah, we can talk for. There's like 400 people in this room, so we need a little more likes before we go because we want our ratio to be more than like 1 to 2. We want it to be like.
I don't know.
Math. I can't do math, you know? So give us a little thumbs up. You know, we have been Londoning up for you. We've been doing all of this stuff. It's been VidCon. It's been Londoning. It's been Italian food. It's been a lot of like underground. It's been a lot of walking, honey. How many miles, how many steps did we do today?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, let's look.
Oh, thank you, Fozzie. Fozzie Bear gave us $2, and I want to thank you so much,
Fozzie Bear. I haven't even seen you before. I don't know you. Oh, I love your name. Almost 20,000 steps today. How much did yours say? You're on. Go back to that one.
Oh. Shit. So I have 11.1 miles with 25,000 steps.
It's a lot of fucking walking.
Yeah, I did a lot of walking today.
You guys, you are the absolute best. And thank you so much for joining us and coming in and talking to us. I really want to film like a little recap of this. Not fancy because I won't have my computer. I'm sorry, I won't have my own camera, nor do I want to really edit anything. But I'm going to try and do that. And tomorrow we're going to Bath, which is like a medieval countryside town of England. And that is going to be, I think, really, really, really special. So if you don't already, follow us on Instagram and the Twitter. You know, this is just Call Me Waz, the same as her YouTube. I'm Chris L. Farah. My YouTube is Chris Farah, and then my Instagram is Chris L. Farah, you know, because my Instagram's lame, and that's what the L stands for.
No. There are people asking us questions about London. Should we end this one and then go live somewhere else, like maybe on your channel, or we can go live? I can go live here. Do you guys want us
to end this so we can have a concise review of Lockup? And do you want to talk about London?
We can do that. If you guys want us to talk about London in another live again, we'll go live again. Because I do want to end this, you know, for people who are just coming here for the review.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, so that's the end of this video. I want to thank you guys so much for joining us for this review. Let us know if there's anything that we didn't talk about. There's something that you want to talk about from this episode. We'll go ahead and talk about it in the next episode when I'm at home and I'm calm and I get to edit the video, and it can be short and concise and to the point with reenactments. I hope we did enough reenactments for you guys this episode. I actually thought it was really cute that we did those reenactments. So, what do you want to go on your channel?
I'll do it. Yeah, sure.
Okay. I just wanted to be, you know, fair. So we're going to go live on Chris's channel. So join us over there at Chris's channel. Her channel is Chris Farah. Chris L. Farah?
Chris Farah on YouTube. I mean, I'm guessing that you could just like look at my name. I'm typing right now. That's what I'm doing on my phone. You can click my name and my picture. That's a very pretty headshot of me. And I don't look like that right now, but that's me with the blue. Just click my name and then subscribe to my YouTube channel so that when we go to live right now, you will know about it.
Yeah?
That's how it works.
All right, you guys. So remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye.